Yo, I'm the code queen, Silicon Supreme. Your front-end framework's just a broken dream. React Next.js, you think you're so slick, but your components are weak like your GitHub commit. Wouldn't give my number if prod was at stake. Your deployment pipeline's as fake as your take. You can't handle me one way or another. Your code is so disgusting, wouldn't even say hi to your brother. Your React site got funded by investors, bunch of suckers. Your future full of entire refactors. Your React site crashed on site. My vanilla code shines bright. No digits for you tonight. Code like a girl, crush your whole world. Your tech stack's a joke, your coding skills broke. Try to get my number, I return 404. You glorified plumber, just a code 304. Haskell functional, more like dysfunctional. Your pure functions are pure assumptions. You use Rust like it's peak, but still leak that heap. Your pants scream junior dev, you're a script kiddie cheat. Tech streamers got your brain hallucinating, while your codes are shallow as your GitHub rating. You watch the primer gen thinking you're so cool, but your Vim config's your only tool. Your Docker containers are like your game, empty inside and nobody to blame. You flex those stars like they mean something, but your 4 count shows you ain't done nothing. Your Vim skills are like your bedroom game. Lots of fingers moving, but it's all the same. WQ is all you know how to do, while I'm here with macros, leaving you blue. Your muscle memory's stuck on HJKL. You code like you're dating life, going straight to hell. Code like a girl, crush your whole world. Your tech stack's a joke, your coding skills broke. Try to get my number, I return 404. You glorified plumber, just a code 304. TypeScript declarations got your head spinning. Your dating life's like your test failing. Your state management is your relationship status. Complicated, broken, sexless. Memory leaks ain't your biggest trouble. Your ego's inflated and your skills rubble. I don't date no scrubs, you fool. Not even worth my memory pool. Telling me Rust has safe memory existence. I'd rather practice a life of abstinence. I know it feels like you're spreading your seed when you npm install everything you've seen. All you're doing is proving I'm right. Your code is a disease-ridden blight. I'd rather react to the itch from a real STD, not the fake crabs from your rusty code, little bitch, unlike C. Drop the mic, I'm out, coding's my art. Your dev crush, just tore you apart. Keep your NPM start and your medium post, while I'm out here turning your code into roast.
I have a small penis, but that's okay. I'm a real programmer. I have a small penis, but that's okay, because I use AI. I have a small penis, but that's okay, because I know React. I have a small penis, but that's okay, because I use Rust. No, I am not a real programmer. I'm a LARPer who loves AI. No, I am not a real programmer. I'm a LARPer who loves React.
Hey folks, I'm almost ready.
I am not a real programmer. I'm a LARPer who loves Rust. No,
What's up, Pure? Good to see you. See you, AD on X. It's a song I made on my own. I make all my own songs. What's up, Black and Panda? Good to see you. You're gonna have to, you'll have to hit me up on Discord. because I only give the links away privately, or just DM me on X. Actually, just shoot me a DM on X, and I'll send you some links, man.
True programmer. I have a small penis, but that's okay. I'm a real programmer. I have a small penis, but that's okay.
Okay, I think I'm
Because I use AI.
ready. Turn this down. That's okay. Real programmer. All right, folks. Good morning. Good afternoon. Let me switch my camera. There we are. Now you can all see me. Welcome in, everyone. Yeah, DM me on X, and I'll hook you up with some links. Good to see you all. Good to see you, Pure. Good to see you, Laughing Panda. Everybody else who's watching on all the different platforms. Welcome in. Let's get through the news. I'm going to keep it short as per usual. But today is going to be less news and more you having the privilege of looking upon tech prophet Nostradamus here. Okay, I am the tech prophet. I am ahead of my time. I was born... Well, I was probably born exactly when I should have been. Because look at me go. I think Twitch is playing the ad, so I'll just summarize for the next minute or so till the Twitch ads are done, because Bezos needs his blood money. Essentially, I have called everything that's going to happen with tech, and it is beginning. It has begun. People are starting to see what I have seen for a long time, and everybody thought I was crazy. And you're about to find out that I'm not as crazy as you originally thought. And then we'll do some news. After I prove myself to be the tech prophet, we'll get to some news, just a few articles. Okay, so let me just, I'm going to check my camera over here and do this. All right, to get started, yesterday, we went over some articles, and one of them was about AI bypassing all the checks and balances that are supposed to prevent AI from scraping the web. As a result, these aggressive AI web scrapers are costing all kinds of websites a ton of money in hosting fees because they're getting hit with a bunch of data as AI bots just go and scrape as much data as possible to consume, I presume, for training data. And I prophesied that this was only going to get worse. And that if you think that an unethical AI system and the people behind it who choose to not respect things like robots.txt or other privacy mechanisms that are supposed to tell AI bots not to scrape data, if you think that these people and these systems are going to go away, no, they're not. If anything, the attention they're going to get is just going to make it worse, and more people are going to do it as the information about how to do it becomes more open. And it didn't take any more than like 14 hours, I think, maybe a bit less, and my prophecy came true. AI crawlers are wrecking the open internet. My small side project, teppays.com, used to generate below 100 gigabytes of traffic per month. It's on Render, where 500 gigs a month included, above its $30 per 100 gigs. Meta's AI crawler and other bots have pushed it to 700 gigs per month. I want you to picture that amount of data. 700 gigabytes a month. That's a lot. And it's only going to get worse. And obviously, this guy is not happy. And I mean, he's not a small fry. He's got like 250,000 plus followers on X, right? I know him from a few other circles. A lot of people know him, and he's not happy about this. And this is only going to get worse. This is absolutely senseless crawling beyond training their own AI. I'm now spending time and energy to block bots for no reason. The 7 times increase in bandwidth comes with 0 increase in human traffic. I'm angry to have to deal with poorly written bots that ignore robots.txt. So I actually don't think that these are poorly written bots. I think that they are purposefully written this way. Like they don't actually care. Like they are written with the intent to just ignore what they should otherwise be following. So there's definitely a problem here, because this stuff's not going away anytime soon. So that was one prophecy that came true, and it will only get worse. Let me move on to the next one, the next prophecy that came true, just real quick. Thanks, D. I always forget to turn it off. I think I never turn it off, but I appreciate it. I'll leave it on, but like for the intro, and then turn off the scrolling thing. It can be distracting. I get it. Hey, Lawler, good to see you. Hey, Marsky, good to see you. Do you guys remember all the trash talk? Since like day one of my streams, 15 months ago, 16 months ago, however many months ago. And I said, React is a cancer. It is a cult cancer to the tech industry, and it will cause more harm than good. And I kept harping on this, and y'all thought I was crazy. React server components are nice in theory, but 5 years in, it just isn't working out. It's been fun, React. You taught me a lot. Have fun with your React server DOM, ESM, Vite client server bundles. I'm done. And people are picking up on it. People are starting to turn their heads away from React, because I knew that it was going to go this way. It was going to try and reach too far into one direction, because React just doesn't know when to stop. And all the cult followers of React don't know when to stop. They don't know when enough is enough. This is what happens when you have these big systems run by committee. Rust, you're next. Yeah, you're next. And so far, I'm batting 100 for prophesying. So I'm just saying. So people are starting to pick up on this, and I think my rants about not using React, and things like React too, by the way, Vite and Svelte and Vue and all of these things, you shouldn't use them. Avoid package management systems as much as you can, etc., etc. All of these things are going to start rearing their ugly head. And I mean, honestly, chat, how does it feel to have a walking tech Nostradamus among you? Just to like I feel like I'm hearkening back to the old Greek days when there used to be like the seers, and the prophets, and you'd have to go, and even the king couldn't get time to talk to the prophet. They had to like pay an exorbitant amount to get time to see the prophet, right? That's kind of what I'm channeling here, right? Right. So just take it all in, soak it in, don't worry. I gotcha. I'll just continue to call everything that's going to happen, and you can just be 15, 16 months ahead of the curve. I'm telling you, by this time next year, something will have happened with AI, and a lot of us are going to be charging whatever we want to clean up the messes that are going to be left behind by AI. Speaking of which, Sabine Hassenfelder, she is a very popular and well-known scientist, but she has a particular field that she's in. And she posted this last night as well. It's just like, I just can't stop winning today. So I'd like to read this because it essentially confirms what I've been saying about AI systems, what I've been reading to you guys by going and to the actual scientific and academic articles and reading them, by making the logical arguments that I've been making, etc. It's this, she's not involved in programming. She's not in our space. And what does she have to say? I genuinely don't understand why some people are still bullish about LLMs. I use Geppetto, Grok, Gemini, Mistral every day, in the hope they'll save me time searching for information and summarizing it. They continue to fabricate links, references, and quotes like they did from day one. I ask them to give me a source for an alleged quote. I click on the link. It returns a 404 error. I Google for the alleged quote. It doesn't exist. They reference a scientific publication. I look up. It doesn't exist. Happens all the time. Yes, it has gotten somewhat better in the past 2 years in that with deep search and chains of thought, about 50 to 60% or so of the references exist. But my personal estimate currently, Geppetto 4.0 Deep Research is the best one by my personal estimate. Grok in particular often doesn't include references even if asked. It can't seem to link even to tweets. It's hugely frustrating. Yes, I've tried Gemini, and actually it was even worse, and that it frequently refuses to even search for a source and instead gives me instructions for how to do it myself. Stopped using it for that reason. I also use them for quick estimates for orders of magnitude, and they get them wrong all the time. One thing they do save me time with is unit conversion and collecting all kinds of constants. You'd think, though, that this shouldn't take a 100 million plus LLM to get done. Yesterday, I uploaded a paper to Geppetto to ask it to write a summary, and it told me the paper is from 2023, when the header of the PDF clearly says it's from 2025. I don't even know what the heck is going on there, but intelligence ain't it. I sense that a lot of people now think knowledge graphs will fix the LLM issue, but no, they will not. They cannot. Even in the case that knowledge graphs would prevent logical inconsistency 100%, there are a lot of text constructions that are perfectly logically consistent but have zero relation to reality. Companies will keep pumping up LLMs until the day a newcomer puts forward a different type of AI model that will swiftly outperform them. On that day, it will become apparent that a lot of companies have been hugely overvalued. It will be a very bad day for the stock market. I, for one, cannot wait for such a day. I actually don't think that maybe it will outperform. Maybe somebody will come up with something that outperforms these AI systems, but I think what will happen is that the outperformance will be narrowed down to specific things that these AI models will do. Less generalizations and general actions and general processes, and more specific use cases that run faster through these LLMs. That's what I think will happen. And there are going to be entire swaths of the tech industry who are going to be in shambles, crying. I'm going to be bottling up all their tears and saving them on the wall behind me so that I can wake up in the morning and have like just a little swig, just a little drink of the AI tears, and it will strengthen me. I'll be like Popeye, and I'll just go to work and I'll charge like $1 million an hour to clean up all the mess. It's going to be fantastic. And many people are waking up to the lies that have been sold about AI systems. They've been massively oversold. They are not what you think it is. And we haven't even begun to really to really see or experience, the negative aspects of AI. The hints are starting to come out. Some of the news articles that I do on these daily tech news streams are highlighting them, but it's not in mass. There is a lot of room for people to be very, very sad and disappointed. And I can't wait. One more time, W's in chat for me for being the tech prophet. You're all welcome. I do this all for you. I channel it just for you. For free. Imagine doing this for free. Man. So there you go. I'm the best. I've called all of it. People are starting to see it. It's great. Feels good. I like it. I'm down for it. So I just have to sit back and chill. And as time progresses, I'll just continue to be proven right about AI and React. Pretty soon, the state of the tech industry, you name it. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great time. And you will all be witnesses to it. Like and subscribe. Okay. Let me go. Not this one. This one. Okay. Hey, Laughley, good to see you. Marsky, you're ready. Yeah. Shut up, Lawler. I'm expecting the same thing. It has a lot of hype. Yeah. I'm glad you agree, because I think a lot of people are going to wake up to it, Johnny. I think it's going to, I honestly think we're a year away. It's going to take some time because a lot of money has been poured into massive AI movements by investors. They're not going to want to lose their money. So they're going to keep it afloat for a while and mask as much of it as possible, just as a general like industry trend. But it's coming. It's coming. Okay. DeepSeek. So DeepSeek v3 is out, and China just continues to demonstrate that the tech industry in the West is a joke. So the DeepSeek v3 model is the newest model, and they just I like how they say it here. Chinese AI startup DeepSeek quietly released. They don't even care. They don't brag. They're just like, yeah, this is just the thing we do now. We just create models that completely destroy yours. It's already sending ripples through the AI industry. And you have to remember that not 1 to 2 months ago, we had DeepSeek V1 and V2, and it tanked AI stocks like in NVIDIA, for example, because NVIDIA went all in on AI. And then 1 to 2 weeks after that, China's like, yeah, we got you, bro. Hold my beer. And so now they have V3. And so it says that the V3 0324 in 4-bit runs at less than 20 tokens per second on a 512 gig M3 Ultra. So you do need to have a pretty beefy system, but the thing is that DeepSeek has proven that they will hyper focus and fixate on performance. And if you look at the white papers, the academic papers on how they implemented their AI system, they put a heavy focus on how can we make our LLM model run extremely efficiently on hardware, to the point where they were writing low-level GPU code so that it could run as optimally as possible on GPUs. Something multi-billion-dollar companies in the West were not willing to do because they're a bunch of lazy bums. Laughley says, I was thinking the same thing as that tweet yesterday. LLM doomed to fail once someone comes up with an actual AI. Yeah, and the actual AI will be just like a narrow field of focus. Like it'll be something specific that an AI is good at, not these generalized things, and it will just outperform everything else, and then we'll just get down to, well, there are certain things that AI can't do, let's just forget about those, and then there are certain things that AI can do, let's maximize those. That's probably what's going to happen. And it'll leave the door open for a lot of people like myself. Yeah, Marsky, I noticed, man. China #1. LLM is just a data sieve, and by the looks of it, not a very good one. Nope, I agree. So I would say that if you're going to try an AI system, I would try DeepSeek. I have tried DeepSeek, and it does have it does run more performantly, even on their own website, on the DeepSeek's website. It runs faster and better than most of the other systems that I have used. Like if you compare it to Grok or ChatGPT or whatever, DeepSeek tends to be a bit better. I would say not by a whole lot, but if you're going to try one, that's probably the one to try right now, based on everything I've seen anyways. Okay, so I have some news articles to catch up on, so I'm going to go back on some of the older ones. I guess I just have a bunch of China articles. I don't know why. DeepSeek you can run yourself, so you could use it to privately sieve your data. It seems like it could be useful rather than being a website kids used to fake their homework. Yeah, you can run it yourself. Yeah, the lower end models you can run yourself, and they run pretty fast. So if you have like a reasonable hardware piece of hardware, you can run a lower end DeepSeek model, and it will run okay. Chinese hacking is becoming bigger, better, and stealthier. Oh boy. So I'm not going to read all of it, but essentially what this covers is the fact that Chinese hacking is becoming like a mainstream part of that particular nation. The last 2 weeks and some odd days that I've been doing these daily news streams, I've been covering some other nations that have also been doing a lot of hacking, like Russia, for example. And I'm almost 100% certain, I'm like 98% certain that there are probably a few nations we don't know about that are absolutely mainstreaming their hacking capabilities, including against us, and we just don't hear about it. These are just the people we hear about the most. And obviously we do it back, right? I think it's like, duh, we do it back. It's just a no-brainer, of course. However, this is the difference. This is why I bring this particular article up. The difference between the way that we do our kind of like unethical aspects of hacking, malware, security exploits, etc., versus nations like China. Nations like China do not care about the same kinds of things that we care about here. And nations like China care about things that we don't care about here. And you put those two things together, and we're going to be outpaced by other nations because of our own stupidity. So DeepSeek, the AI, for example, that's one example where China cares about the outright raw performance of the stuff that they create in software and web, because they know they can run circles around us, because we're not going to do that here. Right now, our tech industry does not care about those things. We care about the go get that money as quickly as possible. And nations like China with lots of money, for example, will absolutely leverage that to the hilt. And they will encourage Western companies and Western people to continue to write their sloppy code and leave things exposed to high hell, and they will absolutely take advantage of all that greed and all that short-sighted viewpoints of the entire industry. They have no qualms absolutely putting aside any ethical blockers to beat us at this game. Whoever's game it is, doesn't matter. It's our game, their game, our game, doesn't matter. They will do what it takes. And this is one of the downsides. The downsides is that they won't just do it for things that are somewhat innocuous. So if you take something like DeepSeek, you can think to yourself, well, that, it's not a big deal. It's great, actually. It's good to have competition with AI systems. If China makes a better AI system, that's great, because then it pushes everyone else to do a better AI system. But we don't consider what happens if China puts all those resources and brain power into the wrong things. What about Russia? What about North Korea? What about nations we haven't heard of? We're going to be left behind, and we're already seeing it right now in ways that are not currently negatively impacting us. But again, Tech Nostradamus is making a prophecy here, and the prophecy is, this article highlights what I think is going to start happening in the next few years, probably in the next 2 to 4 years. These nations who are putting massive amounts of effort into outpacing us in terms of security and cyber attacks and malware and ransomware and so on and so forth, we're going to start paying a price for being so utterly stupid with our industry, with our tech industry in the West for the past at least 10 years, maybe more. And it will be a heavy, heavy price. So I wanted to bring that one up. This one, I can't remember what this one's about. We'll leave that one for maybe another time. Oh, right. I wanted to bring up this one because I thought this was kind of cool. If you are into WebAssembly, as you know, I'm a big WebAssembly guy. Microsoft created this thing called Hyperlight. If you're interested in that, the very short overview is it's a container, like a black box container for running WebAssembly modules in cross-platform environments. So you compile something to WebAssembly, you put it in a Hyperlight container, and you can run it on Linux, Windows, and I believe Mac as well, I want to say. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. Anyway, it's there. If you're interested in that, I thought I'd bring it up. So it's just these little tiny containers, and you just run your WASM alongside it, and yeah. Now, I don't know about the speed. That would be my concern here, is the level of abstractions in having like a containerized version of WASM, when I could possibly just run the thing in other ways, kind of bare metal. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to keep an eye on it, because this might end up being useful. This might end up being completely stupid. And you know how much of a stickler I am for performance and speed. So we'll see how this plays out, but I thought I'd bring it up in case you're interested. Now, this one I'm going to save for an Enlightened Programming stream, which hopefully I get to this weekend. We went over on a previous Enlightened Programming stream, we went over a few academic and scientific articles like this one, similar to this one, not this one exactly, similar to this one, about how the use of AI, the use of automated tools like autocompletes, linters, the Copilot suggestions where you just hit tab to complete stuff. We even looked at how automation in the textile manufacturing industry necessarily makes people less capable in their job, just manufacturing clothes and stuff. We've already gone through that. However, this one is from Microsoft directly, and it's brand new from 2025, from this year. We didn't read this one before. So you can tell from the title what what the results are, but I'm definitely going to be reading this one on the next Enlightened Programming stream. The impact of generative AI on critical thinking, self-reported reductions in cognitive effort and confidence effects from a survey of knowledge workers. So I cannot wait to dig into this one, but I have said it before, and I will say it again right now to anybody watching. When you use the easy button so that you don't have to exercise your brain, especially in our field, programming, where it's your job to use your brain to solve problems, AI is going to be nothing but a hindrance. It will set you back, hold you back, and regress you so that you cannot do the job at hand, even if you already have many years of experience doing it. And there are some people who are already seeing this. For example, on X, I see this a lot. Someone will say, I have been using like Cursor or Copilot for a few weeks or a few months now, and it went down today, or I ran out of tokens, and now I feel like I don't know how to code anymore. So just beware that anytime that you want to use these kinds of shortcuts, you're going to pay a price. What's up, Foo Force? Good to see you, man. It's been a while. So this one I'm gonna keep up because I'm gonna bring this one up on another Enlightened Programming stream. Was it this one I wanted to bring up next? Let me see. No, it's this one right here. Okay, this one will probably be the last one I cover because I don't have a lot of time today. I've got some deadlines I got to meet today for work, so I'm not going to be on for very long. But this will be the last one that I do. I really wanted to bring this out. I thought it'd be a nice way to finish, a happy ending, so to speak. You get it? See what I did there? AI fuels 137% increase in sextortion scams. New tactics to watch out for. Romance scammers have been upping their game in 2025 and using AI to develop highly convincing and personalized scams, leaving even the most savvy online daters with empty wallets and broken hearts. Who'd have thunk it? According to a new blog released by Avast Threat Intel researchers on Tuesday, cybercriminals are taking advantage of large-scale data breaches and combining stolen information with the power of artificial intelligence to create sophisticated romance schemes. In fact, the data security and privacy firm found the risk of Americans being targeted by romance scammers rose 137% in the first few months of 2025 alone, and we're in month 3. So what's the first few months? It's like, what, all of 2025? And it appears not much better across the pond, with a 49% increase for those in the UK and 34% in Australia. That's huge, except Australia doesn't count because Australia isn't real. It doesn't exist. Furthermore, the threat actors are refining their ways, using even more threatening and intrusive tactics than ever before. Romance love victims frequently receive threatening messages claiming access to their private videos and messages. These scams are made even more convincing with the use of stolen passwords from past data breaches, lending an alarming sense of credibility. Not only are they using AI to create believable deepfake images and fake explicit photos by superimposing a victim's face onto another body, Salat says it's the fear of exposure that really hits the victim hard. And this isn't surprising because I think 2 days ago on one of the tech news streams that I was doing, we went over how a company was being tricked by what was it? It was some kind of security company, I think, and they put out a job posting for a programmer, and they were getting fake AI programmers applying for jobs. And we actually saw pictures and videos of the AI placing a fake face over top of someone else, and fortunately the company got wise to it, and they started asking the person, hey, put your hand in front of your face, because it breaks up the face filter, and the person wouldn't do it. So if they're doing it there to like get jobs at companies so that they can have access to all kinds of data as a programmer, quote unquote, then definitely this would be like, why not? Why wouldn't you do this? So obviously, as AI gets better, these are only going to get worse. The report highlights several new invasive techniques used by romance scammers who've capitalized on AI advancements to create realistic, unsavory images of their targets. One such tactic involves pulling images from Google Maps and threatening the targets using that footage. The scammers will first set their sights on a victim by utilizing names, addresses, and emails readily available on the dark web, already stolen in previous data breaches. The criminals then take the ill-gotten personally identifiable information and use Google Maps to create targeted emails containing fabricated footage and unsettling information and images of their victims' real homes. So you can imagine that you could take a Google Map picture of some person's house, if you have the data accessible to you, and then you ask AI, generate a video of such a person at their house doing something untoward. And as long as it comes up with a reasonable facsimile, it could pass. The scammers are also said to terrorize their targets by claiming to have gained access to the victim's devices, threatening to share lewd content or information about them. Sometimes they'll even get a hold of previous passwords, making the threats more convincing. And even though deepfake images or content have been created by AI, advanced researchers say that these types of threats can really shock and intimidate a victim. Yeah, because especially if you're not in the know about how far AI can go. And even if you are, you really have to be asking yourself the question, am I willing to risk that this is AI versus this is real? You'd be sweating bullets. Especially when personal details appear accurate, it often pressures victims into complying with ransom demands. And it seems the threat actors are cashing in. The researchers said they were able to identify over 15,000 unique Bitcoin wallets associated with Google Maps scams, although they believe the operation is likely much larger. Any guess as to what 15,000 unique Bitcoin wallets would amount to in terms of total US dollars? Like, you maybe not everyone has like a full Bitcoin, but even if they have a partial one, you're potentially talking about tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on the low end, I would imagine. So don't open any attachments, use a password manager, yada, yada, all the stuff that you're supposed to do. If you're watching this, then I hope you know how to protect yourself from these things. Yeah. So there you go. That's it. That's all I got for the day. I thought I'd end it on that note, on that happy, happy note. Isn't it a happy note? Aren't you glad that I brought that one up? And listen, folks. You're welcome for having a tech profit. Yeah, it is spooky, D. Yeah. What would be an ideal way for viewers to send you good article links? Just DM me. Just DM me on X. I'm on Discord. If you're on the YouTube channel, I think you can just shoot me a message or just reply to one of like the videos or whatever. I'm on Rumble. You can just message me there. Twitch, there are easy ways to get a hold of me there. Yeah, just message me. I'm an open book. Sad that you're leaving. Yeah, I got to get to work. New interviews when I'm lining one up for next week with Delaney from Datastar. That was a good one. He has some stuff he wants to share, so I told him I'd have him on. I just got to nail down a day for him. He's He's making himself available, and I gotta sort out my schedule. So sometime next week I'll do that. Hopefully Sunday I get to do an enlightened programming stream or a working on the video game stream, because there are updates to the video game too. But I got to get through some work here first, and do family stuff and whatnot. So that's the goal right now. OnlyFans, yeah. And I'm behind. I'm actually falling behind. There's so much tech news that I have a backlog now, which is good. I have a huge backlog of data-driven articles, like scientific academic articles too, to go over. So, and backlog of video game stuff. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming. I can't keep up with it anymore. But listen, I appreciate everyone that's here. I appreciate everyone watching now. And if you're going to watch this later, thank you for watching. Make sure you do the like and the subscribe and all of that. It helps. I unfortunately have to play the algorithm game. I hate the algorithms. I think they're stupid. But if you want me to keep doing what I'm doing, please help me out. I have to depend on you guys to do the reposts and the likes and the subscribes and all that stuff on all the different platforms. And that way it expands my reach and I can talk to more people. And, you know, if you want me to put my face on camera and argue with people online and continue to prophesy, then I need your help to expand that. So I appreciate all the help that I've received so far. I have some awesome people in chat that I've come to know over time. I appreciate you all. Okay, so that's it. I'm out of here. Just use the AI to manage the algo. You're not wrong, Lawler. You're not wrong. Yeah, I'm out of here. Have a good day. Have a good night, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. You guys are awesome. That's your daily tech news. Peace out.